The Rolls-Royce range of luxury automobiles is renowned for its beautiful selection, powerful engines, and abundant features. If you're considering driving a Rolls-Royce Dawn, Rolls-Royce Wraith, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, or any of the other numerous Rolls-Royce vehicles, you may be wondering when and where the Rolls-Royce name first appeared. Are Rolls-Royce automobiles produced by hand? How are Rolls-Royce cars made? To respond to your query, let's closely examine the specific procedure. Origins of Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce is an internationally renowned British luxury automobile manufacturer that produced aero engines from 1914 to 1973. Particularly from 1931, the brand's history is entwined with Bentley's. Yet, Charles Rolls and Sir Henry Royce had a vision that led to the brand's early history and development. Rolls-Royce began in 1904 when Henry Royce met Charles Rolls in Manchester. Since 1884, Royce has operated an electrical and mechanical company, and Rolls was one of the country's first vehicle dealers. Yet, the two-cylinder Royce 10 that Royce produced in 1904 connected the two men. Although Rolls favored 3- and 4-cylinder vehicles, he made Royce a guarantee to buy as many of his two-cylinder automobiles as Royce could produce. According to a deal Royce and Rolls concluded, 4 models will be produced, all of which will carry the Rolls-Royce moniker, and only Rolls will market them. By the end of 1904, the first Rolls-Royce two-cylinder automobile was unveiled at the Paris Salon. The two entrepreneurs established Rolls-Royce Limited in 1906 and began looking for a suitable location for a plant to build cars. They explored an array of places, including Manchester, where Royce had manufacturing, but ultimately settled on Derby because the local government offered them affordable electricity. Royce developed the Derby Rolls-Royce facility, and production there started in 1908. Together with the 2-, 3-, and 4-cylinder vehicles, Royce began work on a new 6-cylinder model with 40 to 50 horsepower. The new model, known as the Silver Ghost, became the sole focus of Rolls-Royce in the years that followed. The same 40 to 50 model that made Rolls-Royce one of the most sought-after brands and necessitated the opening of a second facility in the United States so that it could meet demand was what caused the firm to do so. But the Great Depression forced the Springfield, Massachusetts factory to be closed in 1931. Rolls-Royce successfully adapted to market demands after the First World War by thwarting all attempts to unite the British automobile manufacturers. Early in the 1920s, Rolls-Royce developed the 20 model, which was less expensive, as sales of the 40 to 50 model were declining. In 1931, Rolls-Royce purchased Bentley. Rolls facilities Royce's in Derby took over production after Bentley's Cricklewood factory was shut down. Before World War II, Bentley was a sportier Rolls-Royce. The base Bentley and Rolls-Royce models were nearly identical from the end of World War II until 2002. The Rolls-Royce car logo. Rolls-Royce, a high-end luxury automobile brand, was founded in 1906 by the brains behind the two R emblems. The initials RR, for Charles Rolls and Henry Royce, make up the Rolls-Royce automobile badge. The design primarily uses these initials to signify their friendship and commitment to this company. The Rolls-Royce emblem's inability to be flicked is perhaps its most intriguing characteristic. The significance of the Rolls-Royce logo and the company's heritage account for its success and luxury. Rolls-Royce consistently produces one of the most opulent automobiles. These cars stand out visually and have a distinct prestige. How are Rolls-Royce cars produced? The Rolls-Royce range of luxury automobiles is renowned for its beautiful selection, powerful engines, and luxurious features. The question, how are Rolls-Royce cars made, may be on your mind if you're planning to drive a Rolls-Royce Dawn, Rolls-Royce Wraith, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, or any of the other numerous Rolls-Royce models. To respond to your query, let's closely examine the specific procedure. Each Rolls-Royce automobile and SUV undergoes a laborious process of careful handcrafting. Each Rolls-Royce is actually designed, built, and customized by over 60 pairs of highly talented hands before being delivered to the owner. These are a few examples of how Rolls-Royce is made by hand, custom from the ground up. The number of ways Rolls-Royce differs from other luxury brands may be incalculable. The Rolls-Royce assembly line is based on old craftsmanship and modern technology, unlike most premium manufacturers that assemble their vehicles by hand. For instance, leather workers will treat and prepare quality bull leather by hand before using laser-guided cutting tools to cut each piece precisely. Yet some processes can't be improved by technology. Cutting corners is not an option. Thus, Rolls-Royce hires 4 expert detailers who spend 3 to 4 hours only on polishing. With so many distinctive features and finishing touches, it only makes sense to entrust any required repairs to a Rolls-Royce collision center, even if the damage is minor hail. All services and repairs should be performed at an approved facility to safeguard your Rolls-Royce guarantee. Elegant and intricate interior. The Rolls-Royce factory takes its time constructing cars so that each component can be expertly manufactured. Works calm, efficient flow is immediately noticeable when you enter a Rolls-Royce facility. Small teams concentrate on a single area, such as dashboards, interior paneling, or seat upholstery. Although the Rolls-Royce plant is, in a sense, an assembly line, it is more like a group of skilled artists working together to produce something extraordinary. You can be guaranteed that an expert group has the time and autonomy to deliver their best work. Royce's headliner. The construction of Rolls Starlight Royce's headliner, which purportedly uses more than 1,300 individual fiber optic strands to imitate the alignment of the stars that sparkled in the sky over Goodwood on New Year's Day, 2003. The factory's first day of operation, is one of the most astounding initiatives accomplished at the facility. Each strand is manually placed into the headliner for 9 to 10 hours. Timber veneers. You can choose from various kinds of wood for your dashboard, sideboards, and trunk. Each of these woods, from Malabar teak to traditional walnut, is painstakingly carved, dyed, and arranged to provide the ideal design. Adornments. Each of these details, which range from exquisite inlaid boxwood beading to mother-of-pearl inlays, is carefully positioned and ready to impress. The embroidery experts at Goodwood are available to create whatever style of ornamentation you desire. Personalize your Rolls-Royce by sewing your name, a family crest, initials, or anything else you like. Mechanics and frame. A Rolls-Royce is a piece of machinery that requires meticulous planning, construction, and testing. The engine has the correct number, weight, and placement of elements, while the lightweight frame is constructed from almost 500 individual parts that are manually welded together. Here is everything you need to know about Rolls-Royce engines. Leading technical firm Rolls-Royce creates and develops cutting-edge power systems based on highly effective engines. The gas turbine and the piston engine are 2 major technological foundations on which Rolls Engineering Royce's prowess is based. Most of the air entering a gas turbine on an airplane is directed around the engine as pure thrust, while the remaining air enters the engine and is squeezed through compressors made of blades. Pressure increases at each stage as the air is compressed in the combustion chamber and mixed with fuel before igniting. The outer explosion is then directed toward the back of the engine, creating more thrust and power. Compressed air and fuel are combined to power piston engines. The air is drawn into the cylinder, compressed by a piston, mixed with either diesel fuel or liquid gas, and ignited. The energy produced by the mixture pushes the piston to the bottom of the cylinder and back up again continuously. Rods connected to a crankshaft turn the piston's vertical movement into a rotating motion. The piston engine can therefore power various applications, including trains, ships, vehicles, and electrical generators. Quality tests. A trip to the Rolls-Royce factory offers a satisfying peek into the laborious process of manufacturing one of the most expensive cars in the world for individuals who value art, design, and attention to detail, especially if the goal is to bring one home. After assembling, The cars undergo a series of rigorous tests and quality control inspections, as well as a test drive on nearby roads, before being prepared for dispatch. The crew applauds one another's efforts and commemorates their collective success whenever a finished car comes off the assembly line. This shows how close-knit the team is at the company. Rolls-Royce has always prioritized building reliable and long-lasting vehicles. The devotion to outstanding build quality has resulted in an astounding statistic. At least 65% of all Rolls-Royce automobiles ever produced are still operating and on the road today.